Game 5 of our slow grow campaign of Adeptus Custodes versus Space Wolves. We're at the 1500 point level. Game 5, we are screaming towards the end of this slow grow, and I am not tired of painting gold yet. That's not true, but I'm trying to hang in there. With this one, it's another 250 point increase, and the game we're playing, the objective is kill the courier. You can name a model in your army besides the warlord, and if that model is killed, it's the end of the game and your opponent wins. So you got to keep the model you nominate alive. With that, I have added Trajan Valores, who is the Shield Captain General for the Adeptus Custodes. He's a 250 point model. He's also my courier. So he's starting on the board, and hopefully he doesn't die too soon and earns his points back. And Nate has selected Arjak, who is also a very tough dude, and he's his courier. Nate has also added in, at this point level, a Predator tank with last cannon sponsons, bringing in some much needed heavy support, I think, into his list. And he's also brought back the Rune Priest, bringing in that smite that is so the Achilles heel of the Custodes. So we're really enjoying this. As you guys know, I love it. I'm having so much fun painting this stuff and rolling dice with really good friends. And that's, I guess, the thing is, even if you guys weren't watching this, we'd still be filming it because we have such good friends and very enjoyable games, and we just want to share that with you. So I'm really glad you guys are enjoying it, and I'm loving the feedback. I can't wait to see what happens here tonight with Trajan Valores versus Arjak, so I hope you guys enjoy. 1500 points of Adeptus Custodes. This is still a patrol detachment. My warlord and first HQ of the army is my captain on a Dawn Eagle jet bike. I've burned 2 command points to give him Victor of the Blood games. It's a stratagem that allows him to reroll 1 hit roll, 1 wound roll, or 1 save roll for this model each turn of the game. I've also given him a relic of the Auric Aquilus, which is a 3-up invul jet bike. And his warlord trait is Superior Creation, which gives him a 5-up Feel No Pain. My second HQ is Trajan Valores himself. He's the Shield Captain General of the Adeptus Custodes. And he is also my objective. He's the courier, so he needs to survive, and he also needs to start on the board for me to win this game. My troops choice is a Custodian Guard Squad. It's a 3-man, and they all have Guardian Spears. My elite's choice is the Alaris Custodians with their Castellan Axes and frag grenade launchers there. And my first fast attack choice is the Virtus Praetors. Those are the bikes you see, and they all are equipped with the Hurricane Bolters. There's 4 of them in that squad. And rounding out the list is my last fast attack choice, which is the Caladius Grav Tank, and hopefully he does as well in this game as he did last. So that's it, 1500 points, still small, but potent force. 1500 points of Space Wolves. We have a Vanguard detachment. Nate, start me off.
Alright, the Warlord this game, we have the Rune Priest coming back into it. Following him will be Arjak. And then for our elites choices, we have Wolfguard Terminators. They are kitted with, there's 2 Thunderhammer Storm Shields in there, an Assault Cannon, there's 2 a Frost Sword, and then 2 Power Swords in there. Then the second elites will have the Aggressors. They're kitted with the Bolt Storm Gauntlets and the Grenade Launchers. We have the Venerable Dreadnought that we lovingly call Sven. He has the Blizzard Shield and Great Frost Axe. And then we have the Wolfen. Wolfen has the Frost Claws on the Sergeant, the Great Axe, and then a Thunderhammer Storm Shield. For fast attack, we have Thunderwolves. There are 3 Storm Shields in there, 2 Frost Swords, and a Frost Axe on the Sergeant. Troops choice, we have Grey Hunters. All they have this game is just a plasma gun, and then the rest are just basic kit. And then 2 heavy supports. We have Longfangs taking the high ground there with 2 missile launchers and 2 las cannons. And then new to this game, some much needed DACA coming in the form of a Predator tank.
And he's got sponson las cannons and a Predator autocannon up top.
Absolutely.
Oh, looking good. So you brought in this time a Predator and the Rune Priest.
Yep, those are new ones.
All right, a little bit of punch and a whole lot of smite.
Yeah, why not?
And this is the table after deployment. I won the roll-off. I picked the other side. Nate started deploying first, and he put Sven there. Our Jack right there on the little road. The Thunderwolves hiding. The Longfangs up top. The Predator also on the road, and the Grey Hunters and the Rune Priests. And on the hunt, he placed the Wolfen and the Aggressors. And in the Teleportarium are the Wolfguard Terminators. And over to the Custodes, the real winners in this.
Are they though?
I placed very precariously my Shield Captain up there on that trench. That's probably a bad idea.
It's tightrope.
For my four Virtus Praetors there, the Caladius Grav Tank, and right there, cocky as can be, is Trajan Valoris himself, standing up, looking down at the Space Wolf side, going, I got this.
What up, Holmes?
And the roll for turn 1.
5.
I don't know what I have.
That is a skull. So
That's a skull.
That's a 1, sir.
Are you going first?
No, I am not. Not this game.
Why would you do that to me?
Wait, if you seize, can you make him go first?
I wish. Custodes turn 1 movement. Trajan sat tight, but the Caladius Grav Tank bumped up just a little bit to get a look at the Longfangs. The Shield Captain dropped down to stay within 6 inches, and the Virtus Praetors jumped up mid-board here to get a look at the Grey Hunters. That is it for movement. I'm keeping my Custodian Guard and my Aloris Custodians in the Deep Strike. Custodes turn 1 shooting. The Virtus Praetors shot. We're not in rapid fire range, but still, with those Hurricane Bolters, took 2 Grey Hunters off. And over here, the Caladius was able to peek out just enough to chip off 2 Longfangs. Not as many as I'd like, but hey, 2 Longfangs dead is 2 less I have to worry about. Space Wolves turn 1 movement. Longfang stayed put. You ran the Thunder Pups a solid 2 inches. You drove the Predator tank up through here, and sadly, because of this wrecked Baneblade,
Yeah.
he can't see anything. And I checked it, and you checked it, and I checked it again, and you checked it.
We really wanted it to
I
be there,
wanted it to be there.
but it's not.
He still can't. Good job placing the train tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
You moved your plasma gun up within range of the bikes there. Our Jack just moved back for area denial, and Sven stayed put, and your Rune Priest dropped down, getting close to these guys. A little moral support.
Yep, it's kind of preparing more for turn 2 than turn 1.
Space Wolves turn 1 shooting, and wow.
Most successful round of shooting I've had in games.
Oh my goodness. Not in games, probably your 20-year career. Oh. Alright, so the plasma gun, he overcharges it. He shoots that plus 2 bolters into the bikes, and the plasma gun overcharging gets through, of course, my armor save, my 4-up, I don't make it, and he puts 2 wounds on a bike. And then over here, the Longfangs, the crippled Longfangs, shoot down, and they actually still, I fail, and you roll a 4 for damage on a las cannon, and kills off another bike. So I've lost a bike and a half.
Yeah.
From Space Wolf shooting, and the Predator didn't even shoot yet. And all of your other stuff isn't in the game yet.
Don't worry about it.
And no assaults this time, so Custodes turn 2. Custodes turn 2 movement, not a lot. I kept the Shield Captain still. I know, it's crazy. These guys stayed still. But I pushed them up, and I'm keeping the Custodian Guard and the Aloris Custodians in Deep Strike. And I'll tell you why later. It's to win. Oh man, and here we go again. Custodes bikes, the Virtus Praetors shooting into these guys, and I put 10 wounds in there.
Yeah.
And you made all of your 2-ups because of cover. Not a single Grey Hunter died.
Nope.
But the Caladius,
Yeah, that guy.
he's becoming a fan favorite. He shot again with his main gun because it's the only one that can reach. And I completely deleted the Longfangs up there. And that is it for shooting, because I only put 4 units on the board. Thunderwolves have moved back to guard their fearless leader in the corner. And, like, I'm not doing the same thing. Sven is staying put. Actually, no, he shuffled a 1/4 inch just to feel like he's in this game.
Just to do stuff.
The Predator hit it in reverse and decided, no, Now 3-point turn this. Let's go back over here towards the poor Virtus Praetor is getting picked on. And something very interesting, you brought your Wolfen in.
Yep.
Just 9 inches outside of that. Too bad rear armor's not a thing, and too bad you don't have guns. But you're going to try and make a charge into the Caladius Grav Tank.
You gotta see what happens.
Space Wolves turn to Psychic and Shooting. The Rune Priest showed up. He paroled with Smite. He only took a wound though, and he killed off a bike.
That's right.
2 wounds left on the bike, and he rolled, well, he rolled actually 3 wounds for Smite, but I saved 1 with Feel No Pain from the Custodes because I have that against psychic powers. Then your Predator tank shot -1 because he moved and actually came through on the last cannon, chipping 3 wounds off of that guy.
Yep.
So pretty good again shooting round out of you. And then, oh yeah, your Grey Hunters, your poor Grey Hunters, shot. You overcharged your plasma again because it was so successful the first time.
Yep.
And he killed himself.
Yeah.
So that happens. You know what? Sometimes plasma just happens.
Yeah.
And that's it for shooting going into assault. Space Wolves, you made your charge. However, I killed a single guy off who had claws and Overwatch from the Lastrum bolt cannon up front. You made your charge in there. There's this Gravatic backwash, which gives all attacking units a -1 to hit in the assault phase. And so you're at, with your, just your Thunderhammer is at hitting on 5s.
Yeah.
So that didn't happen, and it really comes down to just the Sergeant was able to wound. 13 attacks, or 13 wounds came into him? No, 13 attacks came in.
Came into him, yeah.
And 1 wound, so he's down to 13 wounds off of 14.
Yeah, did not go as planned.
Custodes turn 3, everything's on the board. Trajan Valori's turn to face the new threat. The Calidus Grav Tank moved around. He's starting to line up for turn 4 and turn 5. And over here I dropped in my Custodian Guard and I dropped in the Alaris Custodians, and I moved my Virtus Praetors up to charge that tank, see what they can do against a Predator. But I'm not happy with the deployment over here. I really wish I could have dropped them closer into Arjak. I mean, Arjak can run away all day now, but we're going to try and make this happen. Caladius, it gets to move because it has the fly keyword, and it zipped over here, as we saw, unloaded on the Wolfen, and just toasted him. Trajan didn't even get to shoot. Over here, believe it or not, took 3 wounds off the Predator with the Hurricane Bolters. The grenade launchers from the Alaris Custodians shot into the Grey Hunters, killed them off. And then the Castellan axes shot Sven, and the Guardian Spear shot Sven, and the Guardian Spears, he actually, well, they both gave him 2 wounds, so a total of 4 wounds onto Sven, and he just dropped 1 wound off of that. So that is where we are sitting after turn 3 shooting. Custodes turn 3 assault, the Virtus Praetors multi-charged the Smite Spammer himself, the Rune Priest, and the tank braving the Overwatch, and made it in and killed off the Rune Priest, putting all their attacks onto him. The Alaris Custodians charged Sven as well as the Custodian Guard, and both of them failed their charges, and Sven has no Overwatch, so that didn't matter much. That was a pretty safe charge for me to make, even at that distance. So that is it for Custodes. Space Wolves turn 3 movement. Sven has moved up. He's picked his prey.
Oh yeah.
Arjak,
He moved up.
did he?
Not much.
Congratulations. And the Thunderbolts finally have moved over. They've also picked their targets, and the tank has fled, however advanced. Gosh, I love 8th edition.
Glory of Warhammer.
And over here, the Wolfguard Terminators dropped in, and also the
aggressors.
They were on the hunt, and they've now moved in from a table edge. So we have a lot of Doctor coming in. However, Trajan Valorius is still not the closest for either of them, so we can't be targeted.
Out by an inch.
Yeah. Turn 3 Space Wolf shooting. This is not what you needed right now.
Dice are killing me.
He shot in with all of his Wolfguard Terminators into the tank, and he also shot in with his aggressors into the tank. A ton of wounds. I think I had to make like 15 saves.
Yep, made all of them.
Made all of them. I can't make it up.
It sucks.
And over here, Arjak threw his hammer into the Virtus Praetors.
Yep.
He hit him. He failed to wound him with a 1.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, and you have, it should be noted, you have 1 command point left. You're just saving it for actually the game.
Yeah,
like,
well, yeah, to keep Arjak alive.
keep Arjak alive, so. All right, charges. It's going to get interesting. Turn 3 Space Wolves Assault. You had to make a 10-inch charge with your Wolf Guard.
Yep.
You rolled it, and you failed, but you used your last command point, and you got 10 inches into Trajan. But, in all that swinging, I had to make a few 3-up invols.
Billion invols.
I had a billion invols. I made them all. And I swung back with Trajan, and his he took 3 of them off, including another Thunderhammer.
Yep.
And all the way over here, your Thunderwolves rolled 2 1s for their charge.
Yep, they didn't make it.
Double 1s. And Sven made it in, but he only managed to kill 1 of the Custodian Guard.
Yep.
I was expecting a lot more oomph
I was hoping
on that.
Yep.
But going into turn 4, let's see what happens. Custodes turn 4 movement, not a lot of critical thinking. I jump the shield captain back towards the aggressors. I move the Caladius up mid-board, trying to do something with it. Oh, hi, tank. And over here, I jumped my Virtus Praetors over to meet Arjak, and I moved the Alaris Custodians up, hopefully to meet Arjak, and they're gonna die. The shield captain shot in with his Hurricane Bolters and wounded 1 aggressor. And all the way over here, because nothing else could do it, the Alaris Custodians shot in with their grenade launchers and Castellan axes, taking 1 wolf down to a wound. And the Virtus Praetors, with all that DACA from Hurricane Bolters, took 3 wounds off Arjak.
Yep.
Custodes turn 4 assault. Well, the Custodian Guard died. Who called it? Well, this could have gone better. Arjak's down to 2 wounds from the shooting phase. The bikes came in, and I've got a bike left on 2 wounds. I'm looking at you, Alaris.
Yep.
We need a lot out of you.
He made his invols. That's the only reason he's still there.
And over here, the shield captain came in, crushing out 2 of them. I could have rolled better, but you know, when you're rolling 2s to wound, this is pretty rough. In fact, let me move this tree. No one cares about the tree. Trajan Valores, he dropped 3 wounds to a Thunderhammer, and he failed to, well, you made all of your 3-ups.
I made all my invols.
So they're sitting there, you wounded him 3 times, he hasn't even wounded back, but Nate, I need to tell you something. Trajan Valores is the shield captain. General, yeah, it's like a promotion on a promotion of the Custodian Guard. And he has this thing called the Moment Shackle, which means that he can do a bunch of little things, but at the end of a fight subphase, he can choose to attack again. So I'm going to do that right now. Trajan Valores has 5 attacks. He's hitting. He's wounding. Oh yeah, he is. Sir, that is 5.
5, I gotta roll these individually, don't I?
Yeah, what are you going to put them on?
I'm gonna start with the Storm Shield.
Okay.
First one.
That is so cocked. Who knows?
Let's try that again.
That's in terrain.
That would be a 4. Be a 6. That'd be a 1. So
yeah, D3.
Yep.
Seriously,
Ha!
Trajan, you had a job to do.
Storm Shield's got 1 left, and I got 2 more armor saves to roll.
Okay.
3 up. Got it. Got it.
And his Misericordia. Come on, rerolling 1s to hit. Yes. And wounding. No.
Oh no.
That's it. So he just took
Thunderhammer's down to 1 wound.
Thunderhammer down to a wound. Come on, Trajan. Well, sad day for the Adeptus Custodians, but not like they haven't seen this before.
We know what's coming.
Space Wolves turn 4 movement.
Sure, cover.
Thanks. Closing in. That's all that's happening there. They're just dying. The Predator tank moved around, gonna get a shot on my Caladius Grav tank, and that is it.
That's it for movement.
Turn 4 Space Wolf shooting. The Predator finally showed up.
He did.
He shot las cannons and everything, even with the -1 to hit for movement. He shot in at the Caladius Grav tank, and even though I have the Oromite alloys, which is essentially a 6-up feel no pain, took him all the way down to 6 wounds from 13.
You did make 2 feel no pains though.
I did, I did. But he's still down to 6 wounds. Youch! That Predator hurt. And that is it, because this mosh pit over here doesn't have any shooting.
There's no guns.
Space Wolves turn 4. Assault. Ooh.
It was devastating for both of us.
It was, honestly. And you beat up Trajan again, taking him down to 2 wounds left. But he decided to swing back with that axe in a full arc and knocked off the last 2 Terminators there.
He got tired of me.
I am happy that he was able to take on a 5-man squad of Terminators. I am less happy with this guy.
The aggressor is just hanging out.
Because all he had to do was kill him, but he decided to do 1 damage on him with 1 attack. I can't even talk about that.
One down, something. Yeah.
The Emperor's not happy with him. Over here, I used to have 3 Adeptus Custodians.
Yep.
But the gun-free zone of the Thunderwolves and Sven showed up and killed my 2 guys there.
Sven killed one, the dogs killed the other.
However, the Adeptus Custodian, deciding which Nightmare am I going to swing on, chose to swing on Sven, and he actually put 2 wounds on him. He's a very brave man.
Sure is.
And over here, the bike...
Yep.
Oh my gosh. The bike took him down to a wound left.
And I swung back and there's no bike anymore.
Yeah, right. Can we talk about this though?
Yeah.
I actually wounded you with 2 wounds. You had 2 wounds left.
Yep.
But Arjak has a special, because my spear is D3 wounds.
Yep.
I wounded you on a 4, so I gave you 2 wounds. However, Arjak has a special rule.
Yep, integrated into his shield, you reduce damage incoming by 1.
So it only took him down 1 damage instead of the 2. I needed a roll of 3 to kill Arjak, and in return, my bike's gone.
Bike's dead.
Turn 5.
Still kicking it. Thor's alive.
End of turn 5 recap, because there's really nothing left on the board. We rolled it out for Custodes and for Space Wolves. Essentially what it came down to is I stayed stationary with my Caladius and I shot into the Predator. He blew him up, and all I shot with was the top cannon there. Down here, my shield captain finally did what he's been trying to do all game. Killed off the last aggressor. I kept rolling 2s to wound. 2s to wound. Trajan just sat there because that's what he does. He hasn't left that Aquila. And I'm actually super impressed with the Adeptus Custodian. He kept swinging into Sven. 1 more round of assault actually brought him down to 2 wounds through that blizzard shield of that 3-up invol. Brought him down to 2 wounds, but alas, Sven swung his axe 1 last time and killed him off. And that is it. That was a hard-fought battle. In the end, Trajan is down to 2 wounds. Arjak is down to a wound. There's really, I mean, the game ends at turn 5. It really ended at 4 for us, but we wanted to see what the Alaris and Trajan would end up doing, because this is fun.
Yeah.
We just enjoy rolling dice. So I'm really glad you guys watched this. Hopefully you enjoyed it and got to see some of the new units and what they can do on the board. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Thanks again, man.
Draw.
That was awesome.